Chris consciousness. This ought to be cool.
And just because it is the holidays coming up, we got something really special and really dangerous. It's meant for the zombie apocalypse, or Christmas morning, or both, because you never know. It might happen on Christmas Day. This is the randomizer Ready Teddy, only for $49.99.
Holy shit!
Look at him. Look at that beast. So sweet and innocent, but inside the body is every single weapon known to man. And sometimes when you press the heart, sometimes the weapons come out. Sometimes he says something really sweet and innocent. Would you like to hear or see? Let's find out.
I'm gonna kill you!
Amazing! Please pick one up soon here at Capcom because we are killing it with these products. You need this for your zombie hunting wars. You need it. I need it. I got 10 at home. You think it's good? I think it's great.
Huh. Well, I gotta get me one of those.
Stay tuned for a message from the World Council leader.
Today we have found out that through all the scientists in the world, they have told us that a giant planet killer is on the way to destroy planet Earth. The only way to survive is to seek shelter immediately. If you are out walking around, you will die. I repeat, seek shelter immediately. And stay safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the apocalypse, and we will return you to your scheduled programming with Chris Consciousness.
Well, I think I'll go bowling. What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Venom, back to give you another video. And today, we are going to be talking about Greenland, the safety place for the apocalypse. Now, I seen this movie like a week ago, then I've been sitting on this review for a minute. And I have some things I need to point out, but first things first. Greenland was awesome. I enjoyed the living hell out of it. What a roller coaster ride that was. The tension in the film is really, really good throughout the whole movie. And, trying to outwit the apocalypse. Trying to find safety for your family. When you have an option to survive the apocalypse. Because the government said, hey, you got a really cool job. We need you for rebuilding the world after it's over. The family in this movie, I think the actor's name is Gerald Butler. And he did an awesome job. Yes, I totally just bit my finger. Got like a cut there or something. Anyways, he did an awesome job. He plays the father. He's got his boy and his wife. And basically he gets a call from the government when they find out the apocalypse is happening. Even though everybody's just like, oh, it'll pass, no big deal. It's just another scare from NASA. Another asteroid coming into the atmosphere. Hey, watch it sparkle in the sky and it'll be over by tomorrow. And then you go back to your day-to-day basis. Then they realize that it's really not so, it's not just a meteor shower. It's a planet killer situation. And meteors are coming in and asteroids are coming in. And they get bigger and bigger. And they're destroying more and more and more. And when people realize that shit is over is when Florida gets destroyed. Completely. But that's about as much information as you're getting out of me when it comes to details of the plot and everything. But other than, like I said, the family gets a call from the government. It says, hey, you're a building inspector. We need you to rebuild after it's all over with. You're not allowed to bring anybody with you, no matter what, other than your son and your wife. No exceptions. They will be turned away at the door. No ifs, ands, or buts. You can cry, you can moan, you can bitch. It does not matter. That's the rule, period. Period. Let me say that again. Period. And they built the whole movie based off this idea about how strict the government is being about the apocalypse, because it's understandable. They want to rebuild once it's over. And you don't want some dipshits getting involved. You want people that are going to contribute to society and rebuilding society, so the human race can continue on after the apocalypse. So, now that I've said that, the movie revolves around the dad trying to get his family to a shelter. And I can't really tell you everything in between because you'll have to see it for yourself. But they run into a lot of problems trying to survive. One after another, and after another, and after another. And then you start to realize how crazy people will be when the apocalypse actually does show up in this world that we live in. People will kill each other just for a chance to survive. Period. And there's a lot of that going on in the film. A lot of people are making really hasty decisions when, I'll give you a good example. There's a part where some stranger finds out that this family that has had an opportunity to survive, they find out that they have this opportunity. And they give them all these wristbands. Now, if you lose a wristband, even if you've been selected to survive, they won't let you in. You have to have an ID code and a wristband. And you get the wristband when you check in to the survival place. Or the place that's going to take you to the survival place, which is Greenland. And the stranger finds out that one of the family members has one of these ribbons and does something really fucked up to get it. Now, I ain't going to say what it is. I ain't going to say who's involved, but you'll have to see for yourself. But let's just say it really exposes how messed up people can actually be when they're desperate. And that I appreciated a lot about the movie. They really, showed how people can really be. And I really believe it would come down like that. It would probably be even worse, actually. But the fact that they were giving examples was good enough. And, me, I like apocalyptic movies. I find them fun, not because of the destruction and mayhem and people dying. That's not why I like it. I like it for the survival aspect alone. When it's based off a family or a person trying to survive the apocalypse, I love those kinds of stories because it shows how people can be when shit is hitting the fan. And I love to see that because it shows people how stupid they are when they panic. Whether, people watching, it's just a movie, nobody would act like that. Bullshit, they would act worse. Shit, they fucking act like that nowadays. Anyways. So, I don't know. The movie was, 2 hours long, I think. Maybe a little bit less. And, all in all, it kept me focused in the movie. I enjoyed every part of it. Well, not every part. Which leads me into the problems of this film. Now, everybody else in the film, the pedestrians and everybody who doesn't have a chance to survive, even the ones that do, that have nothing to do with the main family of the film, they are all in survival mode. Panic, panic, panic. We have to survive no matter what. And I don't care who dies in the process. That's how the people think in this movie. Not this family. Not the main characters of the whole movie. They act like that at first, and they drill the point home that there are rules to this storyline. And if you don't follow the rules, well, then you don't get what you want. You don't get to survive. You don't get to go on a plane to go to Greenland, whatever. And the first problem I started noticing, and it got worse as the film went on, was them not taking anything serious. They were taking it serious, but it's like, hey, get to your shelter immediately and make sure you don't fuck around before you get there. Get there now because you might not have a chance to get there later. So what does this family do? They take showers. They cook dinner. They pack their clothes really nice. Got to fold all our clothes. We got to find the right things we need. We got to get our perfection in there. Why don't we make our beds while we're at it? And fuck it, let's sit back and kick our feet up and eat some ramen fucking noodles while we watch the news while the apocalypse is coming in, knowing that we have to get to a fucking shelter to survive. Because that's what the whole point of the movie is. To survive. And they drill that into your fucking head over and over and over and over. And then they turn around and become hypocrites. The writers of this story are stupid hypocrites. They don't know anything about anything, apparently. They drill the point home that you have to rush to survive. You got to get to that shelter. You got to get there now. Because you might not get there later because it'll already be too late. There is no going back. You have to do it now. And these people take their time in their home. And they're, like I said, they're packing their clothes, they're folding and making everything all nice and neat. They're making sandwiches. They're cooking dinner. They're fucking doing everything but getting to the shelter to survive the apocalypse. And this shit goes on repeatedly during the movie. Not just what I just said now, but there's other things that happen throughout the movie and they just drag their asses. And I don't understand why. The whole time I kept screaming at my TV, what are you doing? Survive, you fucking idiots. And they weren't even following their own logic in the movie. And I mean, that was the most frustrating thing to me. Here the apocalypse is coming. You can look in the sky in the movie. If you're in that world and you're looking in the sky, you're seeing asteroids striking everything all around you all the time. They do not light up through the whole movie. And they get worse as the movie gets on. The rocks get bigger and cause more destruction. Destroying entire states and countries. And these people want to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Got to make sure you got that PB&J. Now, some people have seen the movie, they're going to go, well, dude, the kid has diabetes. He's got to have his sugar intake and this and that and his gluten or whatever the fuck you need for diabetes. You can have all that, but don't take your fucking time. I mean, here's the wife. I'm going to make you PB&J. 1 piece of bread. 2 pieces of bread. No, I don't want that piece of bread. It's too small. Let's go and dig in the bag and get a bigger one. 5 minutes later, let's go get that peanut butter, shall we? Let's take our time. Oh, hold on. I got a piece of feather on my sock. I gotta take it off first. Boom! You're dead! Guys, as much as I wanted to love this movie with everything in me, I can't because of that ignorant shit. And the worst part about it is, and maybe I might be spoiling a little bit here, but I do not give a shit at this point. And just, for a warning, I'm going to kind of spoil the ending a little bit, even though you kind of already know what the ending will be. The apocalypse. Because that's what the whole movie's about. Getting to apocalypse and surviving it and then seeing afterwards and trying to rebuild. That's what the movie's about. So, throughout the entire movie, they enforce this idea that the government is so strict. And I've said this already in the video once or twice or 3 times. I don't even know how many times I've said it now. But they've been driving it home. The whole fucking movie. The whole movie they've been driving that point home. The government will not... No excuses. You don't follow our rule, fuck off, turn around and get back in line. Because you can't go, you can't survive, you have no use in society. You can't follow a simple instruction like keeping your wristband and not bringing people with you to the shelter, well knowing they're going to get turned away. And then, after all that, by, I don't know, the third act of the movie, we'll say, it's like the writers just gave up. Or they didn't have enough time to film, or they just wanted to rush and get it over with as quickly as possible because you can see it. Like the movie dragged ass so much with all that them people taking their time. Oh, I gotta run down the street. I gotta go for a jog. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. God damn it, quit texting me, people. And by the end of the movie, they do make it to the shelter, but not the way they were supposed to. They show up in Greenland. And I always thought, well, let's see. how did Greenland, was it winterized or greenerized? I think it was all green. Greenland was green, even though I've always been told that Greenland is actually supposed to be snow and ice and shit. But whatever, that doesn't matter to me. So they get in this plane, or maybe, was it a plane? Yeah, it was a plane. They get in a plane, they get to Greenland, but then it crashes or it breaks down or something. I can't even remember now because I was so frustrated at this point. And not only it's the family, but it's other people that were not invited to the shelter. They didn't get a call, they didn't get nothing. And there's not just, there's the 3 family members plus about an additional 15 people that had no call, no, hey, come to the shelter and survive with the rest of us. No, you're not allowed here because you are not worthy of surviving. You will not contribute to the aftermath of society. So what happens? They crash land in Greenland in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's no people, no buildings, no nothing. So they just all start walking in a group, and they find, out of the entire country of Greenland, they find this secret shelter that nobody knows about. They had no idea where it was at. They just knew it was in Greenland. And when they crashed, they just so happened to crash in the right area, right? Bullshit. And on top of it, when they find the base, in the army, in the whoever is in charge there, we'll say the army, they see them from a distance. They're like, shit, invaders, right? So you're thinking, oh, fuck, they're all going to get killed because they're not allowed to be there unless they have that wristband. So what happens? And on top of it, I might add this, that there's like some kind of countdown going on in the background. It kind of lets you know here and there how close it is to the final solution with the asteroids and shit hitting the planet. The final big boom before it's all over with, basically. And they're like 5 minutes away from it. Literally 5 minutes away or 10 minutes or something. It's like that close. And what's the government do? They don't even question a bunch of pedestrians being out there. Don't look at their wrist. Don't ask them if they've been selected. Nothing. Hey, get on our truck and get to the shelter as quickly as possible so you can survive. Yeah, that's the human thing to do. Obviously, guys. I'm not that cruel. But the logic in the movie clearly points out there is no ifs, ands, or buts. And they pointed out through the whole fucking movie that a lot of the story's based around that idea. How strict the government is being about the apocalypse. And they throw it all out the fucking window at the end of the movie just saying, oh, fuck it, they're good dudes, let's let them in. I'm sorry, but when I saw that at the end, I was so mad. It's like you totally ruined the fucking film with that stupid, ignorant bullshit. Oh, everybody lives happily ever after, right? And here's the best part about it. Spoiler territory. Maybe. Well, I mean, it depends how you look at it. Actually, it doesn't spoil it. Fuck it. I'm going to give it away to you guys because you already know that the apocalypse hits home in the movie. We have already stated this. And it probably says that in the fucking back of the box. That the movie's about surviving the apocalypse and getting to the very end. And if one more person messages me, I swear to God. Gravestone Entertainment, quit messing with me. He's texting me right now. Anyways. So they make it. All these people survive. They let them in the shelter. Everything's all happy-go-lucky, right? Happy ending. Well, here's the thing about whether it's a nuclear fallout or a giant planet-killer asteroid hitting the planet. Once it hits, you do not go out in the open air 5 minutes after. You will be dead. You will be dead. And these literally 5 minutes. And they clearly pointed out that it wasn't, no, they said it was like a day after everything happened. I don't even think it was a day. The way they cut the film, it felt like it was like 5 minutes after. Once the shit hit and it was over, that was it. And then they opened the blast doors. And the whole world is in complete ruins. Everything is dead outside them doors. Which is understandable. But from what I know about a little bit about science, I'm not a fucking genius, but the fact that meteors destroyed the entire planet and you can walk out in that shit the next day, sorry, that is so ignorant to me. You cannot do that. Physically, you will die. You at least need a suit. They didn't go, no, they just came out with their normal Joe clothes like it was just a normal fucking day in the universe. Oh, and then they want to make you all happy. And, oh, here's a couple of birds flying around. Now that everything's gone. There's no trees, there's no nothing. Everything is evaporated. But there's birds. flying around. Oh, it's a new beginning. Oh, we're all happy. No, we're fucking not. What kind of bullshit ending was that? I expected, people to survive because that's just the way it is. Or even they all die. That would have been an even more braver ending. But whatever. Sometimes people don't do that for these movies. But you can't even follow your own bullshit logic. That's what pisses me off about this film. And, other than the nonsense, it was a good flick. It's a good popcorn flick. You want to see some crazy shit? Watch it. It's a blast to watch. And I will recommend it to anybody to check out maybe once. But that's it. After that, once you see the ending, you're just like, fuck this movie. And that's how I felt when I seen it. I have not went back and watched it again. That's how pissed off I was. And I went out and bought it on fucking Blu-ray. So I wasted my money. I should have just rented it. But I thought, there's no way they're going to hoe me out like this. This movie, it was so hard to find, for one. It was so elusive. At least where I live, it's elusive as hell. So when I finally did find it, I was like, oh my God, yes, I got it. I was so proud to watch it. And then it just pissed me the fuck off. And I can't get over the fact of how screwed over I got on this film. So, when the apocalypse shows up, ladies and gentlemen, don't go bowling. Don't make yourself a PB&J sandwich unless you are going to do it fast. You want to survive, you don't do what these people did in this movie. Hell, 2012, the movie 2012, everybody just sits there and talks shit about so much. That movie was way better than this shit. Because at least there was a point to everything and it didn't break its own logic. Even though some of it was, obviously false, the way things happen in that film. But, that movie, I always loved that movie. I went and seen it when it came out. Anyways, guys, with all that said in mind, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me some feedback. Tell me what you think, tell me what you know, comment down below. If you've seen this movie, did it piss you off like it pissed me off? Maybe I take movies a little too serious sometimes, but, this is our entertainment for our life. So at least somebody needs to do is put the fucking effort in. And if you're going to make some big blockbuster movie that's going to cost millions of dollars and you're going to use some strange logic to back up your film, then stick by the logic. Don't break it by the end. Don't rush to the end. That's not what everybody wanted to see, the apocalypse real quick. If you drag the whole film out, and then the last 10% you just said, fuck it, this is the end. You dragged it out, the big build for a little wet fart. And that's how it felt to me. A fucking joke, a wet fart. So, with that said in mind, guys, I'm gonna sign off here, since the video has gone on a little too long. So, I hope you all enjoy. Catch me on a live stream next time I go on. Might be a day or so. I don't know yet. Had a lot going on here. So, yeah. Feel the love, feel the flow. And until next time. And make sure you rush during the apocalypse. Until next time. I'll see you again. Peace!